well, wind power, that doesn't always work. I've had friends of mine who work in renewables who say you could build derricks safely and environmentally sensitively on the Great Lakes, and you have wind power coming up the Great Lakes that could power 20% of the United States. You get on a plane and fly to Phoenix, Arizona, and drive an hour and a half out into the desert outside of Phoenix and go, where's the solar arrays here? You should have a whole zip code here that's a solar array. And you could power 8 or 10% of the United States out there, And as we slowly whittle away at fossil fuel consumption, without naming names, there are political leaders in this state who stepped up very bravely and very conscientiously in favor of gay marriage. And part of the trade-off was they were going to keep their mouths shut about hydraulic fracturing to create jobs. No one wants to kill jobs. In upstate New York, where my mother lives in Syracuse, and I've got many family and friends up there, they're going to start fracking the shit out of central New York.
They're already fracking it.
They're going to frack it beyond belief. They're going to keep on fracking it because those people want a job. They got nothing. They got families, they got kids, they got taxes, they got, want to buy their kids some soccer shoes and whatever. They're like everybody else, they want to get a job. And no member of this government now in this state wants to come out against jobs. And they're going to sit there and they're going to have industry leaders and researchers and scientists and engineers say that it's not that bad, it's overstated. Whatever, I mean, I am rambling here, but I want to say that what do I think, what would I like to see happen? We have to pick and prioritize like 3 or 4 things in this country of which the Apollo project of renewables we must commit to. You've got to spend $10 to $20 billion on that in the next 10 years. We have to completely crash that program. You've got to get wind turbines up. Where I come from on South Shore, Long Island, they had all these people complain about wind turbines off the south coast of Long Island by Jones Beach State Park. The neighbors of mine said that they were eyesores. And I said, if I had a wind turbine off of my property or off the coast of some beach where I live, that would be like the Statue of Liberty to me. That would be a symbol of America's growing economic freedom from having to go fight wars for oil and all this bullshit. I mean, I feel like America is a place that's like musical chairs. And when the music stops, everybody gets a chair. And the number of people who didn't get a chair when the music stopped was negligible. There were some people who were not taken care of in our society, but it was negligible. Now the music stops, and the number of people that aren't getting a chair is a lot of people. People are starting to piss their pants.
They're all out here too.
And they're getting nervous. They're getting nervous that the American way of life and standard of living is really beginning to quake and crack.
But maybe
the way that can be saved, if you want to save your country, is to recognize that it is a country. Most corporations function like there are no countries. They offshore money, they don't pay taxes, they're not good corporate citizens. Not all of them, by the way. It's very tough because you've got to be fair to those companies that are good corporate citizens, because some of them are. But you have to pick a manageable number of things and say, in this decade we'll do this. We can't do everything. The most important things you have to do is you have to spend billions of dollars. You have to forgive all the student loans that are owed. Everybody that owes student loans right now, they should forgive all those loans.
A lot of happy people here.
You have to forgive all that. You have to forgive all. You have to make a bill rather than going over and bombing Iraq into the Stone Age as a vendetta against one guy on behalf of one political dynasty in this country. I mean, we have political enemies in the Middle East, but not there. That was a complete waste of money in Iraq. We need to take that money and spend it to forgive student loans. Because if you don't have education, you don't have a future. I mean, I'm saying a lot of pablum now. The renewables, we need to have the Apollo thing of renewables. We need that infrastructure. People think that's negligible. But there's better roads. I went on vacation with my friend in March. We went to Anguilla. There's better roads in Anguilla than there are in New York. I'm not kidding. There's better roads in Lima, Peru than there are in Manhattan. You know, roads, bridges, the country's coming apart. You put a fresh coat of paint on it, you know. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we have like 4 or 5 things. And the other thing we have to do is we have to be very careful that people's pension plans aren't gambled by investment banks. That's a tragedy.
What about the system that we have, this present system of top-down management? What's your thoughts on that? Since
I think that it's an incremental process, but one thing that has to happen is you have to have more shareholder participation on boards of corporations. I mean, I think the idea that politicians always want your opinion, and politicians always are fond of your opinion when your opinion includes voting for them. And then once you vote for them, they really don't want to know your opinion, they hear your opinion. And I mean, I'm not here to. Are you ready for all this? I didn't come here for this.
Let's take a walk.
But I just feel like, but I think that the renewables thing, people laugh about that, but I think there's a lot of dividends to be paid.
Excuse me, guys.
I'm with We Are Change. I've been covering this from day one. It's not. I'm not really media. I'm more just publicity for this thing.
Let's show them the
And
rest
I
of
was
the
just
car.
wondering.
Well, I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm actually chatting here with my my bodyguard.
Good to see you.
Right to you.
Hi, the guy who just caught me in the middle of talking with Alec Baldwin.